Again from his home Rideau Cottage, where he will speak to Canadians and bring us some news about government measures today.
Before I begin today's announcement, I want to say a few words about travel. We are currently in discussion with Canadian Airlines to help Canadians to come back home. We will have more details to announce, but I can tell you that the first flight will leave Morocco over the weekend. As I announced on Wednesday, Canada and the United States have concluded an agreement to prevent non-essential travel, particularly tourists. Trade will, however, continue. This measure will come into effect at midnight tonight. Minister Blair will provide more information on this later today. Furthermore, Canada and the United States are announcing a mutual agreement under which we will now send back irregular migrants trying to cross the border.
We're in discussion with Canadian Airlines to help Canadians stranded abroad come home. We will have more details to share, but the first flight will be picking up Canadians from Morocco this weekend. As I announced Wednesday, Canada and the United States have agreed to stop non-essential travel, specifically for tourism and recreation. Trade and commerce will continue. This takes effect at midnight tonight, and Minister Blair will give more details today. Further, today, Canada and the United States are announcing a reciprocal arrangement where we will now be returning irregular migrants who attempt to cross anywhere at the Canada-US border.
Over the last week, the entire country has mobilized to slow down the spread of COVID-19. Doctors and nurses in retirement have come in to help in the hospitals. And people administering the screening tests and researchers looking for a solution always are working longer hours. The important thing is that people follow the instructions from our public health officials. Frequent hand washing, working from home, limiting travel in order to protect our health and the health of others. But it's not only individuals who want to help their communities. Businesses as well are stepping up. I think, for example, of grocery stores that are opening an hour earlier to serve the most vulnerable Canadians, or manufacturing companies that are asking what they can do to help. Just last week, a number of companies right across the country contacted our government to offer their assistance. I want to thank them for their solidarity and their generosity.
This week, many businesses put their hand up and asked us what they can do. So today we're announcing a new strategy that will make it easier for companies to help out during this critical time. We are launching Canada's plan to mobilize industry to fight COVID-19 to ensure that we can quickly produce here in Canada the things we need. This initiative will help companies that are already making things like masks, ventilators, and hand sanitizer to massively scale up production. It will also provide support to those who want to retool their manufacturing facilities to contribute to this fight. For example, the Auto Parts Manufacturers Association reached out to us asking how they could help. Our healthcare professionals really need support, so our government will help these companies shift production from auto parts to medical supplies. We're also closing to reach agreements with several other companies, including Thornhill Medical, Medicon, and Spartan Bioscience. Minister Baines and Minister Anand will have more to say on this later today. Our government is also creating new, innovative procurement streams to allow more businesses to develop solutions and products Canadians need because of COVID-19. We will expedite these streams so firms can get to work quickly and these products are ready to use as soon as possible. Canada is home to some of the best innovators in the world, and with this new initiative, we will harness their talent and know-how to get through these challenging times.
Today, we are launching a plan to mobilize industry to fight COVID-19 so that we can rapidly produce the articles we need here in Canada. Through this plan, Companies that are already producing respirators and masks and hand sanitizer will be able to considerably scale up their production. We will also be supporting those that need to buy equipment to allow their plants to produce the articles now in demand. For example, the Auto Parts Manufacturing Association has reached out to us to see how it can help. Our healthcare professionals really need our support, and therefore our government will help those companies to produce medical equipment rather than auto parts. We are also reaching agreements with a number of other companies, including Thornhill Medical, Medicom, and Spartan Bioscience. Ministers Baines and Anand will have more to say about that later today. Our government will also be introducing no innovative procurement streams in order to allow a larger number of businesses to develop solutions and products that Canadians need because of COVID-19. We will quickly be expediting this new process so that companies can get down to work as soon as possible. Canadian innovators are among the best in the world, and with this new strategy, we are putting in practice and using their talents and their knowledge in order to help us come through this difficult time together.
Over the past week, Service Canada and many government agencies have received a historic number of calls from concerned Canadians. We received over 500,000 applications so far this week, compared to just under 27,000 applications for the same week last year. I know people are anxious to get the help they deserve, and our government is working as fast as possible to support them. This is, of course, an unprecedented situation, and it's putting a lot of pressure on our system, but we're on it. Thousands of public servants are working around the clock to help you. I know this past week has been hard on people for many reasons. Working from home while the kids are running around, not being able to visit your parents at their nursing home, not hanging out with your friends. It can take its toll. But it is in these challenging times that we also see what we're made of. This past week, no matter how difficult, was further proof that Canadians are generous, kind, and compassionate, and that should give us all hope. We all understand our responsibility as Canadians. We have to do the right thing, whether it's working from home or practicing social distancing, to protect our nurses, doctors, and everyone who works in our healthcare system. To deal with this crisis, we need everyone, citizens, businesses, and governments, to come together and do their part. That's what we've seen right across the country. I want to thank all the workers who are stepping up, and all the companies who are making things our country needs. If you own a business and you're wondering what you can do, reach out. We need your help. Canadians need your help. And our government is ready to work with you to maximize your impact. I will end this morning by addressing all those celebrating Nowruz today and this past week. This is usually a time when friends and families gather around the half-seen table and share a festive meal, but this year is a bit different. To the many families who've been spending their first Nowruz without loved ones lost in the Ukraine International Airlines tragedy, know that all Canadians mourn with you. I also know that many have had to postpone festivities because of COVID-19, and I want to thank you for that as well. Social distancing is crucial in limiting the spread of the virus, and we do this now. Soon we will be able to celebrate together. In the meantime, I want to wish you all a very happy New Year, Nowruz etan Piruz, and I look forward to marking the occasion with you again in the future. Encore une fois, merci.
Once again, thank you for being here. I would now be pleased to take your question.
Hi, Prime Minister. Molly Thomas, CTV National News. You say that you're working with private companies to mass manufacture ventilators, masks, and tests. I mean, how fast can a private company actually produce